Straight ahead on Newswatch 12 at 5, growing a city. See how Rhinelander will soon be home to more trees and why city officials say that's important. Plus, see which state agency has become a splash on TikTok and how they're using it to share their message. As Newswatch 12 at 5 starts right now.
Your local news and weather from where you live. Newswatch 12 at 5 starts now.
Welcome to Newswatch 12 at 5. I'm Justin Betty. With a name like the North Woods, it's no surprise that Rhinelander and the area around it is home to many trees. But Newswatch 12's Morgan Johnson shows us how it'll soon be home to many more and why that's important.
During construction of a road, or in this case, an entire downtown, things can get in the way. Things like trees. So, in turn, they're removed.
Trees are incredibly important to the vitality of a community.
Tom Giroux observed that happening in downtown Rhinelander in his 10-plus years here.
We've done so many street projects in the city, and when you do street projects, trees have to come down. It's just a fact of life.
Just recently, Giroux saw one reason why trees are beneficial.
And it's really a bird magnet.
Because they provide wildlife habitat.
And it's also, you can see the pollinators buzzing around it. When I pruned the trees downtown here, I found 3 bird nests.
Giroux works as a city forester and chairs the Rhinelander Tree Board, which was created last year to help restore the downtown streetscape. The board is made up of citizens with the same goal in mind, to plant trees. Behind me, you can see a few trees lined along Brown Street, but Giroux wants to plant more and give downtown the illusion of a corridor. And it's not only construction that takes out trees. The city has lost many trees from Dutch elm's disease and emerald ash borer.
One of our goals in managing an urban forestry is not to rely too much on any one species of tree, because there's always the new disease du jour that comes in every year.
Because of this, Giroux says it's important to plant a diversity of species of trees, preferably ones that are disease resistant. The Rhinelander Tree Board plans to start planting this spring and come out of 2021 with at least 30 new seeds in the ground. Even though trees start small and grow slowly, Giroux says it's worth it.
A lot of people think it takes, you're planting a tree and you'll never see it come to fruition. Well, I can tell you, I planted these trees, or I helped plant these trees, and they're already providing shade for people who want to linger downtown or enjoy an ice cream cone from Jets, that kind of thing.
But in Giroux's eyes, any tree is better than not planting a tree at all.
The best time to plant a tree was yesterday, and the next best time to plant a tree is today.
Reporting for Newswatch 12, I'm Morgan Johnson.
Outside, it was a nice day to go for a walk or just spend some time doing anything. Jeff's out there on the weather deck with a look at the conditions right now. Jeff.
Yeah, hey, just on the weekends here, it's now safe to use our outside voices. Lots of folks putting their boats in the lake this weekend, and the weather's going to cooperate. Temperatures today hanging out in the 60s, even a few low 70s across parts of central Wisconsin. Now, tomorrow is going to be a bit of a hiccup because we'll have cooler temperatures, a bit of a breeze, and maybe a couple of showers around tomorrow. Speaking of showers, here's the radar. If I pull this radar picture back, though, you can see more precipitation back off to the west. Those will be scattered sprinkles around here tomorrow. They should hold off tonight, but tomorrow a couple of sprinkles around, maybe a rumble of thunder through the afternoon. So here's your forecast then for tonight, though, is increasing clouds, maybe a sprinkle after midnight with low temperatures down near 42. No frost tonight. Your full forecast is coming up, Justin.
Thanks, Jeff. A former D.C. Everest teacher has pleaded guilty in U.S. District Court to producing child pornography. 39-year-old Travis Greel of Wausau admitted to using an iPad to make the videos and take photos under students' clothing. The investigation started in February 2020 when a student told a liaison officer she believed Greel took a video up her skirt while she was standing near his desk. Greel entered this guilty plea as part of an agreement with prosecutors. Both sides have agreed to at least a 6-year sentence in prison. The number of new COVID-19 cases in Wisconsin continues to fall. Today, the State Department of Health Services reports 513 new cases. That drops a rolling 7-day average to 444. DHS also reports 1 new death today. We're averaging 10 per day statewide over the last week. COVID-19 vaccination rates have really fallen off in Wisconsin over the last month or so, as it appears most people who want a vaccine have received at least their first shot. The only exception, of course, being kids, those who are newly or not yet eligible. Right now, DHS reports about 45% of all people in the state have received at least their first dose. About 39% have now completed their vaccination. Again, counties in the darker colors on your map, including Oneida, Vilas, and Iron, are vaccinating at higher rates. Counties in lighter shades, including most of north central Wisconsin, is vaccinating at lower rates. America just looks a lot different today after yesterday's game-changing guidance from the CDC. They now say fully vaccinated people can ditch their masks in most places, and quickly, many people have. But some health experts warn the risk of infection is not gone. Isabel Rosales is in Washington with the latest.
Vaccinated Americans breathing a sigh of relief.
It feels like there is light at the end of the tunnel.
As new guidance from the CDC says those fully inoculated against COVID-19 can safely shed their masks outdoors and in most indoor settings, citing declining case rates along with rising vaccinations as the basis for dramatic turnaround.
Our cases are down in this country. They're down about a third from where they were even just 2 weeks ago.
While the doors are opening for the vaccinated, they remain shut for those who are not. Public health experts hoping some who are vaccine hesitant may now be more motivated to get the shot.
Many people have been hesitant to get vaccinated because they simply don't perceive vaccines to be much of a game changer, when in fact, they change everything. They make everything you do safer.
The CDC says the current guidance is focused on individuals. The next step is to address masking within businesses and institutions like transportation and schools. While children 11 and younger are still ineligible for the vaccine and should continue to mask in most situations, officials say students will likely be back in the classroom come fall.
We have the capacity now between vaccines and testing, screening. We believe schools can and should be a very safe place for people to go back to in the fall.
Americans now looking forward to life beyond the pandemic.
They are looking forward to seeing their friends again and getting back to normalcy there.
That's Isabel Rosales reporting. The social media app TikTok connects nearly 700 million people around the world each month. And along with all the teens and college-age kids you'll see on the platform, you will also find the Wisconsin DNR. And they're not just there for show. Their TikTok account has roughly 62,000 followers, including a lot of kids. They say it allows them to connect and educate people starting at a younger age than they would otherwise.
Making people care about those natural resources, helping build that interest and desire to be in Wisconsin's outdoors. We can do it at any age, but it certainly helps if we start to build that at a younger age.
DNR officials say the app breaks down barriers and helps them see what kind of concerns younger people have when it comes to the DNR.
We'll get comments from people who say, I'm scared of the DNR. And so we have that conversation and say, okay, well, why are you scared of us? Okay, well, maybe you've had a negative interaction at some point with something. So it helps us kind of reframe that and help people better understand what it is that we do.
Those interested in learning more about the DNR's TikTok page can find them on the social media platform under the username @WIDNR. Special Olympic track and field athletes in north central Wisconsin will return to action this weekend, their first major in-person event since the beginning of the pandemic. More than 80 athletes will be competing in running, jumping, and throwing contests. It all starts tomorrow at 9 a.m. at Merrill High School. Should wrap up by about 2:30. Special Olympics Wisconsin is still taking added safety measures, including COVID-19 screenings, physical distancing, and masks. For those who qualify, a modified state track meet will be held June 26th at Lawrence University in Appleton. Today is a special day for Hmong and Laos veterans across the Badger State. We'll take a closer look at those veterans' actions during the Vietnam War and why today means so much to them. But first, Jeff's in with your full forecast for the weekend. That's next. Newswatch 12 at 5.
Northland Basement Systems is the all things basementy company. Basement waterproofing, basement finishing, basement structural repair, humidity and mold control, and nasty crawl spaces too. When it comes to basement solutions, nobody does it better than we do. Since 1991, homeowners just like you in the Northland have trusted Northland Basement Systems for all things basementy in their homes. Call Northland Basement Systems today to schedule a free home evaluation.
Isn't it great how swinging through Culver's drive-thru marks the unofficial start to family time? How biting into a hot-off-the-grill butter burger makes worries melt away? And how a fresh frozen custard concrete mixer puts a smile on your face every time. Here, a meal you didn't have to make is a meal made fresh for you. And being greeted with a smile, even beneath a mask, makes all the difference.
There's a reason we put so much care into our food. That reason is you. Welcome to Delicious.
Well, 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 look at you. You mastered the master bath. You created your own style. And you, yes you, turned a sourdough starter into a sourdough finisher. So when you learn your chronic dry eye is actually caused by reduced tear production due to inflammation, you take it on by talking to your eye care professional about Restasis, which may help you make more of your own tears with continued use twice a day, every day. Restasis helps increase your eye's natural ability to produce tears, which may be reduced by inflammation due to chronic dry eye. Restasis did not increase tear production in patients using anti-inflammatory eye drops or tear duct plugs. To help avoid eye injury and contamination, do not touch the bottle tip to your eye or other surfaces. Wait 15 minutes after use before inserting contact lenses. The most common side effect is a temporary burning sensation. Ask your eye care professional about Restasis. Now to trick out these lights. Visit Restasis.com to learn more.
There you are. Welcome back, my friends. The weekend is here. 70s, mid-70s are in the forecast through much of next week. But first, a couple speed bumps, namely tomorrow, with some cooler temperatures and probably a couple showers around as well. Outside today, it's gorgeous outside. Back in the low, mid, upper 60s, and even a couple low 70s across central Wisconsin right now. Get used to those. There are more where that came from. The average high now is 66. The average low is 40. The record low being 22. And here is what the atmosphere can do. 87 back in 1991 with the sunset tonight at 8:21. Okay, so going forward, so one of these days are not like the others. That's tomorrow, 62. But then look what happens. Sunday, 71 with sunshine. And then those are mid, even upper 70s through much, if not all of next week. We've earned it. Here they come. Get ready. It's going to get a little warm around here with a big high pressure across really the Great Lakes and the Midwest and the South. Much of the country above average this weekend and beyond. And this thing is not going anywhere quickly. So once the heat kicks in, basically on Sunday, we'll have warmer temperatures or above average temperatures for as far as the eye can see. Here's the problem right now, though. This does three things. This is the dew point, a measure of how humid the air is really, or how much moisture it can hold. And these numbers are very low, meaning the air at the surface where we are is very, very dry. That's a problem for three reasons. First off is it increases the fire danger, meaning it sucks all the moisture out of the plants and vegetation. Thus, everything out there now is kind of kindling for that as the vegetation tries to grow in. Two, it kicks up the allergies because of the dry conditions. It blows all the pollen out of the trees, and thus the tree pollen is still in the moderate category, forecasted to go into the high category on Sunday. If we get some rain tomorrow, that could wait until Monday or Tuesday, but overall allergies are kind of high right now. And then third, it does this. We have lots of dry air across Wisconsin right now that's holding back the precipitation trying to enter the state from parts of Minnesota. So this looks like it's there on radar, but most of it's virga. It falls into that very dry air and can't make it to the ground, and thus we get nothing down here. So this will fall apart tonight, but there's a big mess in here, right, where a couple of these showers could make it to the ground tomorrow. Spotty showers throughout the day, and maybe even rumble of thunder tomorrow as well. It will not be an all-day rain. So for tonight, partly cloudy. It could be a couple sprinkles out there with low temperatures. No frost tonight. We're done with that now pretty much forever with low temperatures down near 42. For tomorrow, okay, this looks a lot worse than it really is. A couple of scattered showers, maybe a thunderstorm out there. Overall, though, it's going to be a mostly dry day tomorrow with high temperatures, a bit cooler and windy, too, near 62. And then looking ahead, your 7-day forecast by Northwoods Furniture and Mattress shows a nice stretch of weather on the way. Sunday, 71, and then that Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, sunshine with mid to upper 70s. Justin?
Right. Thanks, Jeff. The state DNR is asking folks, as Jeff mentioned, to avoid burning right now as fire danger remains very high, especially in northern parts of Wisconsin. Officials say the increased fire danger is due to the low relative humidities, again, especially in the northern part of the state. And temperatures, as Jeff mentioned, will be warm and dry over the next week or so, which makes it easy for fires to spread. As you see, fire danger in the very high category right now for much of the state, only more moderate once you get further south. Flags flew at half-mast around Wisconsin today in honor of Hmong and Lao veterans as Governor Evers joined Wisconsin veterans for the signing of a new bill. Assembly Bill 154 designates May 14th as Hmong Lao Veterans Day in Wisconsin. A similar proposal was put forward almost 20 years ago now under then-Governor Tommy Thompson. That was scuttled, making today's signing all the more meaningful for veterans.
To honor my great leader, General Vang Pao, and his family, and all my leaders, Colonel, Major, and all soldiers who sacrificed their life to serve in the Vietnam War, 1961 to 1975.
If you're not familiar with the history, Hmong Lao allies joined American forces during the Vietnam War, playing a major role in that conflict. Governor Evers noted the importance of recognizing Asian Americans' contributions, especially in light of the growing violence and anti-Asian sentiment in many parts of the country.
That we recognize the critical contributions of the Hmong and Laotian people in our state, that they make every single day, and show our respects for these contributions, both past and present, through renewing our commitment towards a more fair and just and equitable state.
Evers signed Wisconsin Act 31 today, while also issuing the executive order to lower the flags in honor of Hmong Lao veterans. We'll be right back.
The best Memorial Day mattress deals start now at Furniture and Appliance Mart. Shop top brand doorbusters like these up to 60% off while they last. And get the best deal in the country on Tempur-Pedic, plus 6 years interest-free and free delivery within 5 days at Furniture and Appliance Mart.
Can't find what you want in a new summer ride? Settling for good enough just to have it now? Wait, don't settle. Herbs and Tomahawk and Power Pack in Marshfield have the solution. Custom order. Get exactly what you want by building your customized ride with us, and we'll place a special order with the manufacturer. That means the color you want, the package you need in the new ride you deserve. Plus, you'll get discounts on all parts and special financing on gear. Herbs and Tomahawk and Power Pack in Marshfield. Don't settle. Get your custom order in today.
There's no telling what the next Wisconsin Lottery scratch game will bring. It's Hot Sevens, a sizzling new family of games with prices of $1, $2, $5, and $10. The bigger the ticket, the bigger the top prize, all the way up to $100,000. Instant scratch games from the Wisconsin Lottery. Odds are you'll like them.
The light at the end of the tunnel isn't shining so brightly for everyone. Families continue to fight for survival. Some jobs are gone forever. Bills pile up. But please know, you have not been forgotten. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
The best Memorial Day mattress deals start now at Furniture and Appliance Mart. Shop top brand doorbusters like these up to 60% off while they last. And get the best deal in the country on Tempur-Pedic, plus 6 years interest-free and free delivery within 5 days at Furniture and Appliance Mart.
The state Supreme Court has rejected a Republican request to develop rules to fast-track redistricting lawsuits. The conservative law firm Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty, or WILL, as well as other Republican leaders, proposed rules last year that would require any state lawsuits filed over new boundaries to start in the state Supreme Court rather than lower courts. Conservatives hold a 4-3 edge, of course, in the state Supreme Court. But the court denied that request Friday, saying the proposed procedures would not help the justices if they end up weighing an yet undefined redistricting challenge. However, the justices noted that their decision doesn't mean that they'll reject the lawsuit as long as it goes through the lower courts. The U.S. Treasury Department may withhold a significant portion of Wisconsin's allocated stimulus funding because of the above-average jobs numbers here. Earlier this week, Governor Tony Evers and Senator Tammy Baldwin urged Secretary Janet Yellen to reconsider. The current plan would give Wisconsin about $700 million less than originally planned, and it would split those funds into 2 separate payments.
It's at $700 million that we can help people, our small businesses and others, to recover as quickly as we wanted to. The good news is that it's based on, frankly, our unemployment rate, which is strong, and it's been strong, comparatively strong to other states.
The unemployment rate in Wisconsin for March, 3.8% compared to about 6% for the national rate. The funding originally earmarked for Wisconsin had already been allocated by Republicans who sought to incorporate it into the state budget, as well as Democrats looking to fund it more, use those funds more immediately.
It would certainly make our budget process easier to have some leadership from the governor, some willingness for him to work with us and develop a plan for how this federal money can work with our state budgeted investments to, improve things in the state of Wisconsin.
On a related note there, Governor Evers has been deciding where that federal relief money goes. Evers vetoed a GOP-backed bill which would have given the state legislature control over the funds. Well, this week we heard viewer thoughts and questions about campaign signs and our morning team setup. We'll try to answer some of those questions for you tonight in My 2 Cents.
To listen to your messages, press L. I'm just wondering if you know the rules or laws for taking down the political signs after an election.
Yes, Mary, that's an easy one to look up. Wisconsin state statute says the sign should be removed by election day, though it generally leaves it up to local cities who each have their own rules. Wausau gives residents up to 10 days after the election to remove the signs. Some places go up to 2 weeks. However, this is one of those rules that most law enforcement officials don't usually enforce unless there's a complaint, which is why you still see a handful of signs up long after an election.
And my husband and I were wondering if someone could give Sierra in the morning a chair. She could be 6 feet apart from Peter and Devin if she had a chair.
All right, to explain, let me give you a little tour of the studio. This is the green screen, or the chroma key, where I do my 2 cents. It's also where Jeff usually does his weather. The thing about the studio, notice I'm probably getting lighter and darker depending on where I stand. There are lights that are in certain spots, and we can move them if we have time, but they're not an easy thing to move. And there's certain spots you have to hit. This is my anchor desk. COVID-19 has made life a little more complicated with some of our shots because normally Jeff and I would sit here for the final look at weather. We don't anymore. Jeff's been doing it from the green screen or chroma key, but I'm hoping that changes soon. Sierra's been anchoring over here. This is we call it our monitor shot. Our reporters sometimes do shots over here too. And because of the lights and because of the size of the monitor, it looks kind of weird depending if you're not at the right height. So that's why she's been standing. Is standing all morning the ideal fit? No, but I'm hoping it changes soon now that COVID-19 restrictions are easing up. If you want to make your voice heard on Your 2 Cents, give us a call at 715-365-8812, extension 319. Again, 715-365-8812, extension 319. Remember, you can call about story suggestions, things you like or don't like, current events in the Northwoods, really anything news related. It's a voicemail. Call us anytime. We'll be right back.
This is one of the biggest furniture events of the year, the Memorial Sale at Slumberland. Everything is an additional 25% off our already low price.
Well, hello, Slumberland.
Get your look for less at the huge Memorial Sale at Slumberland.
Elevate your curb appeal and protect your home with Atlas Roofing from Menards. Castlebrook shingles add value to your home while protecting it for years to come. Get 11% off all Castlebrook shingles. Then refresh your home with a new coat of Dutch Boy Forever paint and primer in one. It offers exceptional hide and fade resistance for a beautiful color that lasts. Get 11% off Dutch Boy Forever exterior paint at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Some days, you just don't have it. Not my uncle, though. He's taking Trulicity for his type 2 diabetes. And now, he's really on his game.
Once weekly Trulicity lowers your A1C by helping your body release the insulin it's already making. Most people reach an A1C under 7%. Plus, Trulicity can lower your risk of cardiovascular events. It can also help you lose up to 10 pounds. Trulicity is for type 2 diabetes. It isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. It's not approved for use in children. Don't take Trulicity if you're allergic to it. You or your family have medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, changes in vision, or diabetic retinopathy. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Taking Trulicity with sulfonylurea or insulin raises low blood sugar risk. Side effects include nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea, which can lead to dehydration and may worsen kidney problems. Show your world what's truly inside. Ask your doctor about once-weekly Trulicity.
The Auto Show started with an idea. Honor the future of innovation while celebrating today with special Auto Show offers on select Ford vehicles. For generations, that's exactly what Ford has done and continues to do. Because when all is said and done, Auto Show is more than just an event. It's a step towards a better future. This Auto Show season, get an F-150 with $4,000 total cash back. Only at your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers.
Incredible savings on Sealy mattresses during our big memorial sale now at Slumberland. Plus, come try any of our 8 memory foam queen mattresses, all for under $9.99. And get free shipping. The huge memorial sale at Slumberland Furniture.
Some cute pictures here before we go. The courtyard at Rhinelander High School's welcomed a new mother duck and her ducklings. In fact, over the last couple of weeks, the courtyard's been home to 2 mother ducks. Now the eggs from one of those nests has hatched, and they're very cute.
They are very cute. Looking for ducks here in 3 Lakes right now. Do you see any ducks, Justin? I don't see any out
my eyes
here.
aren't that good.
I do see a little bit of sunshine out there currently across 3 Lakes, but hardly a ripple on the water as the wind has died down today. We'll get some wind back in here tomorrow, though. Temperatures are hanging out in the 60s to low 70s. Tomorrow, though, is going to be that hiccup day with high temperatures tomorrow only in the low 60s, maybe a couple of showers around with some cooler temperatures and windy as well. Right now, though, the rain is off to the west of us across parts of Minnesota. That will stay there tonight, but tomorrow there's a whole kind of mess in the west headed our direction that could give us a brief couple of downpours tomorrow, but then it gets good. Then it gets really good. Look at this 7-day. Sunday, sunshine 71, and those are mid-70s through much of next week.
It's unfortunate that Saturday is not the best day of that stretch, but it's a nice stretch coming up.
The timing is off, but after tomorrow, we're all good.
Can't complain. Yeah. Thanks, Jeff. Thank you for joining us on Newswatch 12 at 5. NBC Nightly News is next.
Every living creature on Earth needs